As he was outside of Egypt for 40 years, they were suffering for the next 40 years. Why? Because at the time of their deliverance, they were not yet mature for deliverance. Your time for deliverance has already expired. You're supposed to be out of that situation by now. People, they waste time criticizing the person that God has sent to deliver them. And they continue suffering for the next 40 years. Moses, imagine, Moses said, I thought they would understand that it was going to be through me that these people would be delivered. But they did not understand. Even the 400 years, they were not supposed to be there for 400 years. God was measuring their speed in terms of growth. The person who was actually supposed to deliver them was Joseph. He's the one who brought them there. Even the 400, it wasn't God's time. It was their own time. That is why there are certain vegetables that you can grow, you can put them into your garden and you wait for months. 5 months, 3 months, 2 months. And you can change, put it into a different environment. 1 week. You see vegetables. Hello? Yes. Hello? Yes. Some of you, you are too slow. The way you are growing is too slow. You shouldn't have been listening to any other thing by now. It was supposed to be DVD after DVD after DVD after DVD. Going through the teachings. Look at this. Look at this. You see, there are people now that are waiting maybe for the economic boom. Sit down. Sit down. Let me wait for that. Once I see that happening, then. But you know that as you are waiting, there is something happening next door. Next door, in the same territory. Hey. So, maturity is the subject. You look at the book of Galatians, the same chapter, chapter 4, from verse 1. You see that an heir, as long as he is still a child, though he is Lord over all, he differeth not from a slave. The same chapter we have read about the fullness of time. And then you will see that he remains a slave until the time appointed of the Father. That's what you will call God's time. Now I say that the heir, who is an heir? Talk to me. Who is an heir? Huh? Sorry? Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, immature, differeth nothing. There is no difference. There is no difference. You look at an heir. The Bible here is saying there is no difference between a slave or a servant and an heir. There is no. All of them are renting. All of them are broke. All of them, they have to wait for salary. It's a servant mentality, living on a salary. Money was supposed to be realized the day you offer service, not at the end of the month. That mentality is not for 2014. It is for during slave trade. A reward should be realized at the point of offering service. When you finish and the person is satisfied, money has to be retrieved from the person. Look at this. Look at this. Differeth nothing. So there is no difference between the heir and the servant. What is causing that similarity? Age. Which means if you are a son, right? And you are still a child, and the Bible says you differ not from a servant because of immaturity. It means also what makes servants servants. It is immaturity as well. There are things that we have to revisit, ways that we have to change. There are certain ways that we have to change. I don't know who came up with a name like civil servants. I don't know. There is a servant there. We are trying to find what is delaying people. Look at this. He differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all. He is Lord of all. He's the owner of everything, but there's no difference. If you look at him, there's no difference. What is causing all that? It is age. That's why the king is concerned about time. He's saying, how fast are you going to do that, Nehemiah? Give me time and I will allow you to go. Without time, you stay here. Why? Because time is very important. Can you do it fast enough? Do you have the energy? Do you still have time to waste? Next to this. But he is under tutors. And governors until the time appointed of the father. The time appointed there. My God. My God. He is under tutors. Under tutors. A tutor, go and do a research. A tutor, this is a person. You get a piece of land, okay? And the person who is supposed to own it is not yet mature. You surrender it to tutors or a curator. He keeps the property. He's in charge of the household. That's the name there. He'll be in charge of the household. He possesses the house until the rightful owner matures. And he has to get out of that house. As long as the heir is still immature, they keep on living in those beautiful houses and you are renting in other small houses. Yeah. They are there. You can't pray them out. Only maturity can deliver your house from them. They have been placed there by God to keep it until you mature. Why? Because some of you would say, so why is God giving it to them? And yet they are not mature. God doesn't care. If it kills them, He doesn't care. But because He loves you, He wouldn't want you to enter into any danger. He would rather give it to somebody who is immature. Let them die as a result of all that prosperity. But as for you, God is saying, until you mature, you can't inherit it. So, the tutor and the governor, they are going to keep it until the time appointed. The time appointed there is not on a Friday. The time appointed there is not next year, February. It's a maturity period. Right now, some of you might have bought houses for your children, but up to now, you have not yet surrendered the house to them. Why? Because they are not yet. You are waiting for an appointed time. But the appointed time is not really time. You are waiting for maturity to manifest before you can hand over the house to her. Appointed time there is not even like an event that, okay, I'll give him this house at the wedding. Grade 7. Even because he knows time appointed kukura kwe mwana aumbo mupi. Until the time appointed of the father there is the owner, the one in charge. He appoints a specific time.